it's a bus tour guide kind of thing that you get onto a bus and it takes you to every single brewery or alcohol whiskey type place.
But for me, it was just like mind blowing. Like it's like the next level of beer pong.
Yeah. Smoke a little bit and then maybe do some yoga or go take a bath and just really let your muscles relax.
Welcome to Tax Catch Up. This is Tak. Thank you so much for tuning in today. このチャンネルでは世界中にいる僕自身のクールな友達に電話でキャッチアップをして彼または彼女の地元なクールなスポットを紹介してもらいます。ガイドブックに載っていないローカルのみが知るスポットや今流行っていることなどリアルな情報をお届けします。皆さんこんにちは、タクヤです。ゆるパッドシティをですね、毎週聞いてくださっているリスナーの方はご存知かと思うんですが、僕は、元ヤルプ福岡コミュニティマネージャーをしてました。今回ですね、ゆるパッドシティの B 面ということで、僕のコーナーを定期的に発信していくことになりました。僕のコーナーですね、タックスキャッチアップといって、キャッチアップというのは、久々に友達と会って近況を伝え合うっていう意味ですかね。ということで、世界中にいる僕自身の、友達に電話をかけて、そこで彼または彼女のクールなスポットを紹介してもらおうと思います。会話はですね、基本的に英語で行って、英語の後に日本語の簡単な訳を入れたり、またですね、友達との会話ですので、使われる英語はとてもキャジュアルな生きた英語になってくると思います。さらにですね、登場してくるゲストスピーカーは世界中のいろんな地域の、友達がですね、出演してくれる予定なので、いろんな英語のアクセントを聞けて、とても面白くなるのではないかと思っています。それでは今日のショーに行ってみましょう。リスナーの皆さん、タックスキャッチアップへようこそ。このチャンネルではですね、毎回、僕の世界中にいる友達に電話をかけて、彼または彼女のクールなスポットを紹介してもらってるんですが、今日のゲストもですね、アメリカのですね、実は今回はコロラド州のアレックスに登場してもらいます。Hey Alex, how's it going, dude?
What's up? How's it going?
You've been everywhere. Like you come in Japan and then go out and then come in again. But now you're, I believe, living in Colorado, right?
Yeah, so I live in Longmont, Colorado. It's about 40 minutes from Denver.
Right. I'm pretty sure that most listeners had no ideas about Colorado like I was before.
Yeah, usually.
So maybe you can just, give us a short introduction of yourself and then Colorado State as well, please.
Okay, yeah, sure. Well, my name is Alex. I live in Longmont, Colorado. It's about 40 minutes from Denver. Closest thing that would be more of a city would be Boulder. CU Boulder is right there. It's about 20 minutes from my house. I studied at University of Hawaii, and then I met Takuya at his university at Seinan, where I studied abroad for a year. Currently, I work for a motorcycle luggage company in Longmont, and that's about it.
Alright. So, 今日のゲストのアレックスなんですけど、彼はコロラド州出身でですね、現在はですね、Your city is called Longmont, right?
Yes.
ロングモントというところに、住んでいるそうです。ロングモントという場所がですね、大体、空港があるのがデンバーなんですけど、40分ぐらいドライブして、着く場所にあるそうです。で、もうちょっと近くの大きな町で、ボーダーというところがあるそうで、そこが大体20分ぐらいアレックスが住んでいるところからの距離のようです。でですね、僕が初めて会ったのはそのハワイの留学の時に、ですね、会って、その後に僕がですね、ハワイの留学は1年間だったので、福岡の大学に、また戻って、でそれと同じ時期に彼もまたその福岡の、大学に留学生として、ついてきたという感じですね。Wow, it sounds like you're stalking me.
My bad, man.
でですね、今はそのですね、モーターサイクルのですね、バッグとかですね、道具とか を作ってるコロラドにある会社でですね、名前がですね、ウルフマンモーターサイクルラゲッジという会社で働いているそうです。What's the most popular thing that people can do? If you can give us the brief ideas.
Yeah. So originally, so Colorado is super famous for outdoor sports. So if you're into biking or running, super popular out here. We have the mountains, which are right in my backyard, maybe a 20-minute drive. So if you're into climbing and stuff like that. Currently, I'm up in the mountains right now. I'm at Breckenridge. Yeah, I'm in Breckenridge right now.
Oh, are you living there, temporarily?
No, I'm just here for the weekend. Just
for the weekend.
Yeah, just taking a ski trip.
Right. コロラドで何ができるのかっていうのを聞いてみたんですけど、ですね、やっぱり自然がものすごく素敵だそうです。山とか池とかがあるようで。そういったその自然でですね、アウトドアをしたりっていうのがコロラドの一番の魅力ではないかというふうに言ってますね。実は僕もアレックスのところに遊びに行ったんですけど、その時もちょうどレイク池でですね、ウェイクボードとかをさせてくれたりとか、あとは一緒にバイクでサイクリング行ったりとかっていうアウトドア満載のですね、コロラドステイをしました。Yeah, it's pretty fun that let me try the wakeboard on the lake. It's a huge lake, and then your dad owns the huge cruise, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, the huge cruiser boat.
That was pretty fun. So that's the pretty much the life in Colorado is, right?
Yeah, it's a lot of outdoor type stuff. But then more recently, it's becoming this craft brewery and micro brewery type situation, and then especially with weed becoming legal.
That's the most interesting topic that I wanted to hear today.
For sure.
最近はですね、もともとアウトドアとかも、もちろんまだ有名なんですけど、ですね、そのビールのですね、製造とか、あとは知ってる方もいると思うんですけど、ウィードとかマリファナが合法の州でありますので、ですね、今日はそういった、ちょっとまだまだ日本ではあまり知られてないかもしれないそういった事情とかも、アレックスに紹介してもらおうと思います。Alright then, maybe we can get into the recommendations that are you going to give us today then?
Yeah, sure. So being that I live in Longmont, what I can recommend if you are ever in the vicinity would be a lot of our craft breweries that are located in our town. Longmont's kind of a commuter town to Boulder, but we have a lot of craft breweries that are popping up and a lot of new craft liquor stores. And there's probably about 15 or more, and there's still more every month that are just kind of popping up.
15, you said?
Yeah, so we have at least 10 breweries alone, and then
oh my God.
There's so many distilleries and cideries. I can't even count anymore.
Okay. How big is Longmont?
I have no idea.
That's all right, yeah.
It's not a city, but it's more of a suburban commuter town.
Superb. So it's not big as Fukuoka city?
Oh, no, it's way smaller.
Wow. So even in that a small area, you guys have 15 or more than 15 breweries, you said?
Yeah.
That's a lot, yeah. 今ちょっとロングモントのですね、話に入ってきたんですけど、ロングモントで最近ホットなのがですね、やっぱりビールのブリュワリーですねがですね、やっぱり流行ってるみたいで、ロングモント自体がですね、そんなに大きな市とかではなくて、本当に何ですかね、エリアなので、大きさでいうと本当に福岡市よりも全然小さいぐらいなんですけど、ですね、15以上のですね、ビールのですね、ブリュワリーがあるそうです。Alright, go ahead, please.
Yeah, so if you're super into like craft breweries or I guess beer in general, we have a really cool. It's called Brew Hop. It's a bus tour guide kind of thing that you get onto a bus and
Right.
it takes you to every single brewery or alcohol whiskey type place within one day.
Getting
So,
drunk.
yeah, you just get super drunk by the end of it. Um, that would be probably one of the biggest things to recommend in Longmont if you're trying to
Oh,
find something fun.
that sounds cool. You just need to just pay for the, like, I don't know, like a tour fee, and then no need to pay, like, at each places, right? I believe.
Yeah, I think like it's $20 maybe for the day, and
What?
then you just pay for your drinks. I think you might even get a discount for taking the
Oh, I
tour.
see. Right, right. 今ちょっと、一つおすすめしてくれたんですけど、ロングモントには何ですかね、そのビール製造所を巡るブリュワリーツアーっていうのがあるそうで、みんなでバスに乗ってそれぞれのブリュワリーを回っていくんですけど、大体、ですね、アメリカドル20ドルぐらいで、それぞれのブリュワリーでドリンクは自分で、もちろんそのディスカウントが、あるようなので、ドリンクを楽しめるっていうツアーがあるそうです。Right, carry on.
Other than that, we're kind of still a growing city. We're getting a lot more restaurants, not a whole lot of shopping, but our downtown area is pretty cool. It kind of stretches over about 10 to 12 blocks, starting from kind of where they're going to put a rail system eventually, and then it goes all the way up north. And
Right.
there's just kind of small boutiques and rock shops, more breweries.
まだまだロングモントはですね、これからどんどん、なんですかね、開発されていく街のようで、まだまだ、なんですかね、その、ショッピングモールとかがたくさんあるわけではないんですけど、いろんな、ユニークなお店が、できてきてるそうです。OK?
Yeah, and then outside of Longmont, there's Boulder, which has the university, Colorado University. It's probably one of the largest out of there's two large universities there, and that's one of them. And that's kind of like the mecca of where all the kids are hanging out. A lot more stuff going on, especially Pearl Street and kind of the downtown area. There's bars, a lot of cool local food, especially like farm to table type restaurants are popping up.
OK. So you reckon that a border city is kind of like a student city?
There's quite a few students. It's definitely Boulder is well known for being the hippie kind of town.
Oh, so a little hipsters there.
Yeah, there's
Oh, that
definitely some
sounds
hipsters.
interesting. Yeah. All right, all right. そのロングモントと、さっき言ったようにちょっと離れたところにボーダーっていう町があるそうですけど、そこがですね一番そのコロラドで一番大きな大学があるところなので、結構その生徒すいません、学生とかが結構住んでるようで、カルチャー的には結構そのヒップスターカルチャーのような、印象を受ける街のようですね。Okay, so you recommend people to visit both of cities, right? I mean, like Boulder and Longmont.
Yes, if you're gonna come to Colorado and you're gonna go to Longmont, you should definitely stop at Boulder. There's a lot more to do, but Longmont is pretty cool. We do have some of the largest breweries in Colorado located in town.
I see.
Did we go to Left Hand?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, so I mean that one's super well known, especially like internationally. They have a lot of credit for having a really good beer.
I'm pretty sure that like it's like people can like find left-hand beers in Japan as well.
Yeah, I've seen them in a couple places, but they're
So
super popular.
I see. So that's the first brewery that you want to introduce today, yeah? A left-hand brewery.
Yeah, I would recommend Left Hand, and especially because they do a lot of events throughout the year. They'll host. For example, like Oktoberfest, or they have another one called Hops and Handrails, which is in March, I believe.
Okay.
And it's just kind of like they rent out the park in the middle of Longmont, and they'll set up this huge snow ramp, and they'll build. It takes like 2 days to build this snow ramp, and they set it up to where they have a snowboard competition in the middle of the town, and it's like super sunny, and it's free for everyone to attend, but then you can also pay for like an unlimited drink pass.
最初のですね、おすすめの、ですね、スポットがですね、レフトハンドブリュアリーっていう、ですね、ビールブリュアリーですね。で、これがですね、ロゴを見ると、結構日本人の人でもですね、あ、このビール見たことあるっていう人が多いかもしれないんですよね。本当に手の、ロゴで、赤の手のロゴなんですけど、日本でも、僕も何度か見たことがあるので、日本でも飲めるビールだと思いますね。で、ここが、おそらく一番コロラドで大きなブルワリーではないかということで、まあ、もちろんですね、ブルワリーに僕も行ったことあるんですけど、そこでビールとかもいろいろ飲めるし、イベントも頻繁に開催するようで、オクトーバーフェスとか、あとはその3月にあるホップス&ハンドレールっていうのがまた面白いみたいで、これが公園で開催されるらしいんですけど、スノーボードショーが見れたりとか、まあ、参加自体は誰でも無料でできるんですけど、ビアをいっぱい飲める、飲み放題プランとかもあるようです。Alright. What's the like a best beer that they have?
From Left Hand, my personal favorite is called Good Juju. It has a little bit of ginger infused into it.
Okay.
It's really good, like kind of light, not really heavy kind of beer.
Good Juju.
Yeah, Good Juju. I think it used to have a different name, but they changed it recently. So it sounds kind of silly. But if you're not looking for that and you want something more dark and like IPA, their Milk Stout is one of their more popular ones.
I see.
And then...
今、今、アレックスのですね、このレフトハンドからの一番お気に入りのビールを聞いたんですけど、それがですね、What's the name again? Juju?
Good Juju.
Good Juju. It's so hard to say. It's Good Juju というビールのそうで、これがジンジャーとかが入った、ビールのようで、ですね、とても美味しいそうです。まあそういったのが苦手な、ジンジャーとか苦手な方は、ですね、他にもダーク IPA とか、他にはミルクスタートっていうのがここでとても人気のようです。So I see many canned beers on the website. Does this mean that you can find these canned Left-Hand beers even outside brewery, like supermarket or convenience stores?
Yeah, definitely. You can get basically Left Hand in any liquor store. It comes in bottles or cans. You can go to the brewery and they're called growlers. It's like I think they're like 32 ounces. It's just a big bottle. And they'll just fill them up with whatever beer you want from tap.
32 ounce. How big is that? Like it's...
trying to think like... Namabiru... in liters? I don't know liters.
缶とかボトルのレフトハンドビールはコンビニとかのリッカーストアでも買えるみたいなんですけど、まあ、ブルワリーだったらこの32オンスなのでだいたい 900ml ぐらいのピッチャーに好きなビールを入れてがっつり飲めるみたいです。
Like we went there together, right? And then the bar was pretty like legit, and they also had like a nice like a garden like where you can play. I forgot the name of the game, but you remember the game that we did?
Yeah, it's cornhole.
Cornhole.
That name sounds ridiculous.
That
You guys can do like anywhere in the States, right? I believe.
I think it's in other states. I know it's really popular out here. Like it's almost as popular as beer pong.
Yeah.
But
for me, it was just like mind blowing. Like it's like the next level of beer pong.
Yeah, just a giant bean bag.
ですね、もう一つ、まあ、ビール、ですね、このレフトブラリーに僕が行った時にですね、ちょっとお庭のようなスペースがあって、そこでですね、まあ、ビールを飲みながらできるゲームとしてコーンホールというゲームがあるんですけど、なんか板にですね、その穴が開いていて、 ですね、まあ、それがですね、両サイドにセットしてあるんですけど、まあ、ちょっと離れた距離から、ですね、まあ、ちょっとバックに、What's inside in the bag? Like the little bag? Is it corns inside, right? I believe.
Maybe corn. Originally it was corn, but maybe just sand.
But it could be anything, yeah. まあ、もともとはなんですかね、ちっちゃなバッグにですね、コーンが入っていて、まあ、それをですね、まあ、ボールみたいな感じで投げて、その板にある、ですね、穴にですね、入れるっていうゲームなんですけど、まあ、とても面白かったです。ビアポンっていうゲームがあるんですけど、まあ、それと似たような感じで、とてもなんか飲みながらできる楽しいゲームだなというふうに思いました。まだまだ日本で見たことないんですけど、なんか本当にブリュアリーにとても合ってるゲームだなというふうに思いました。Okay, do you want to move to the second location?
Sure. My other recommendation, trying to think outside of beer, we're getting these like new kind of like event. It's not like a center, it's more of just like a huge warehouse, and there's a bunch of trampolines inside.
The trampolines, how exciting is that?
Yeah, they're growing really popular out here. There's one called Apex, and it's like a free running gym. So if you want to become a ninja, that's a really good place to practice backflips and jump on trampolines, jump off of whatever tower they build into a foam pit.
Right. So it's getting bigger, like in Colorado specifically, or like entire USA?
I think in the USA, but we definitely just got a new Jump Street type place down the street from my house.
Wow.
And it's just kind of like, if you imagine like half of a soccer field, that's all trampolines. So you could just run down this thing and jump as much as you want.
Sounds amazing, yeah. And then why you didn't take me there?
We didn't have it yet. My bad, man.
Oh, you didn't have it. Right. 次のですね、おすすめのプレイスでですね、最近流行ってることとしては、何ですかね、トランポリンジムって言えばいいんですかね、トランポリンがですね、本当にサッカーのフィールドの大体半分ぐらいのエリアに敷き詰められていて、もうそこでですね、そのバックフリップとかしたりとか、そういったのができるジムが流行っているそうです。で、最近できたそうですね。And what's the name again of the gym? Apex?
Apex is one of the more main ones.
All right, yeah, from Colorado, right?
Yeah, and that's a free running gym, so it's a little different from the Jump Street, which is only trampolines. Jump Street's pretty sick, especially like because they have that field, and then they have like a foam pit you could jump into, and they also have dodgeball. So it's kind of like 2-on-2, or like a team against another team.
Right. Is dodgeball big in Colorado?
I mean,
kind of.
It's not really that big.
Because like dodgeball is quite popular in Japan as well, but like like we don't just go to the dodgeball gym and then just play dodgeball with like strangers.
Yeah, no, this is more.
And then like,
or no, go ahead.
Yeah, it's like more, how do I say, like a sports for kids, not for like
it's
adults.
It's more like, because it's part of the trampoline park and you're on a trampoline, it's like foam balls. It's just more for fun.
Okay.
Like it's not competitive or nothing.
Right. So it's the same location, right? Where you can play dodgeball.
Yep, same location.
Okay. さっき言ったそのトランポリンの場所でですね、そのドッジボールとかもできるそうで、まあいろんなスポーツを楽しめるそうですね。Yeah, sounds cool, man. No, maybe we can just like get into marijuana and then the weed, yeah.
I mean, that's another thing that you could do. So like, just like the brew hop, there is weed tours. It's kind of the same concept. You get into this private bus with you and your buddies, and you can smoke. No, I actually can't smoke on the bus, I think. But they take you to dispensaries and they take you to bars that you can smoke and just get super high and maybe drink.
Right.
And then you don't have to drive, so you can't get in trouble or nothing.
Right. So, since your knowledge of marijuana and weed is like very limited, I think it's safe to say that like 100% of Japanese think like this way. Like marijuana, weed, equal something super dangerous or something that you have to stay away from it. That's just wrong, right? Because they're just big general words for many different types, I believe. So if you can give us like a big idea of like, you know, like a medical use or like, you know, the other like good use of marijuanas to change the typical mind of Japanese people.
Definitely. You know...
Yeah. じゃあ今からですね、ちょっと今、ですね、やっぱり、コロラドといえばですね、そのマリファナとかウィードがですね、合法な州なので、まあやっぱり日本ではですね、そのマリファナとかウィードと聞くと、ちょっと危険なものっていうイメージが強いと思うんですけど、実際僕も、未だに危険なものっていうイメージが強いんですけど、まあちょっとですね、マリファナといってもいろんな種類があるそうなので、まあちょっとアレックスにそこをちょっと説明してもらいたいと思います。Right, sorry, carry on.
So within weed, you know, every day there's a new product, and there's two types of molecules that you'll want to pay attention to in weed. There's THC, which is what's going to get you high, and then there's CBD, which is going to be more of a pain relief, and it's going to be really good for medicinal use. There's just so many different strains for weed, and it just depends on what you're looking for. Like if you want to go get super crazy, go to a party, you know, the more THC, the more sense of high you're going to feel. And then within that, there's kind of there's two different strains called sativa and indica. Sativa is going to give you that energy and that motivation and maybe even some creativity, while indica is going to basically put you in the couch, make you really sleepy, maybe help you have an appetite. And so it just really depends. There's just so many different strains to where it's not just to like, you know, get really high and lose sense of yourself, unless you want that. But there are ways to like make yourself feel really good and not feel high.
I see. Yeah. そのウィードと言ってもマリファナと言ってもですね、やっぱりそのタイプが大きく分けて2つあるそうで、まあ一つがやっぱ私たちが思うように結構その何ですかね、そのハイにさせてくれたりとか、なんですかね、その結構そのパーティーとかに行きたいときに気分を良くしてくれるとか、そういったのがあるんですけど、まあそれと別にですね、またそのまあメディカルの目的で使われる、ちょっと癒してくれたりとかリラックスさせてくれたりとか、まあその食欲とかを増してくれるやつとかもあるそうなので。まあ、本当に何ですかね、その用途に合った、いろんなタイプの、そういったウィードとかマリファナがあるそうです。But you're saying that like, all kinds of marijuana or weeds are like legal, right?
Yes. So if you are 21 and up, you can recreationally smoke weed or go buy it at the store.
21
and up. But then for medical purposes, it's 18 and up.
Right. やっぱり、ですね、年齢制限があるそうで、そのメディカル用で使うウィードとかマリファナは、18歳以上ですね。で、そのもう一個の方は21歳以上のようですね。Okay.
And so from there, like, you know, if you have a medical card, you have to apply for that separately and be approved by a doctor. It allows you more access to more potent strains and certain topicals that you can't get in just a normal store, and then it gives you a little bit of a discount versus how much you'd normally pay.
You mean discount on like whatever medicines or discount on like marijuana and weed?
Discounts on medicines, discounts on weed itself, like flour.
I see. やっぱりその
なんですかね、そのやっぱりドクターからのそういったライセンスのようなものがあるようで、それがですね、やっぱり購入するのに必要になるんですけど、それでちょっとしたディスカウントとかも、もらえるようです。Do you have to go through some like exams or tests to get a license?
I believe you do for the medical side of it. I know you have to talk to your doctor and,
Right.
mention what's going on with you and why you need it. But for recreational purposes, and especially if you're from Japan, if you just came here, you just have to have your passport or your ID. You go in and it's
Right.
like kind of a separate waiting room. You check in, and then probably takes about 5-10 minutes, and then somebody will take you into a separate room where is all of the weed
Right.
products and flour, and that's where you can kind of decide. And instead of like a bartender, it's more of a bud tender. They're just going to help guide you find like what you're looking for. Are you looking for pain relief? Or are you looking for really creative moods? Or, just something different.
Right. やっぱりそのメディカルの、用途でですね、使う場合はですね、やっぱりそのライセンスを獲得するのに、ちょっとした、テストのようなもの、質問とかがですね、ドクターからあるようなんですけど、僕らのようにその、旅行でコロラドに来たとかっていう場合は、本当にですね、そういった特別なテストとかもなしに、本当にバーでなんですかね、ビールとかオーダーするように、そのスタッフがですね、どういったウィードとかマリファナが欲しいのっていうふうに聞いてくれて、なんですかね、その用途に合ったものを紹介してくれるそうです。Yeah, it's just sounds like something super casual. Like you just go to a bar. I mean, instead of having beer, you just have weed and marijuana, right?
I mean, bar situations, you can definitely, it's like that, but it's more of just like a grocery store, really, because you just walk in, and then they have just so many different options to choose from. Like, you have flour, which you can smoke. You can buy dabs, which is kind of like a concentrated weed. Or you can even buy, sodas that have marijuana in them, or shampoo. There's even, bath salts.
Shampoo? They're just completely new level.
No, it's definitely new level for sure.
So, most people just, buy a grocery stores, and then just, do whatever they want at home, right? Not just do it at the bar or something.
Yeah, so there's only a couple bars that you can do that legally, but for the most part, it is always at home or a friend's house.
I get it. ですね、バーに行って、マリファナとかビールとかを吸うっていうのは、あんまりないケースで、ほとんどの人は、やっぱりスーパーマーケットとか、そういったストアに行って、ですね、いろんなタイプのマリファナ、ウィードがあるようで、面白かったのが、ソーダとか飲むタイプのソーダのマリファナとか、あとはなんとシャンプーとかも、あとはお風呂に入れるタイプとかもあるそうで、ですそういったのを買って、基本的に自宅で友達と一緒に楽しむっていうスタイルが、基本なようです。Alright.
Yeah, so for, people who've never tried it, I would recommend smoking more just because it's something that you can't overdo it. And even if you did, you're just going to fall asleep. You might have a mild, not panic attack, but
I see. Right.
You might be a little scared, but eventually you'll just fall asleep and it'll go away.
Okay. Right.
But edibles are they're really easy and they're really accessible. But it's one of those things, if you take too much, you're going to go for a ride that might be a little bit disturbing.
Okay. ですね、結構マリファナとかウィード自体がやっぱり最終的には眠くならせる効果があるので、取りすぎてしまうとかやりすぎてしまうっていうことはあんまりないケースなので、怖がらずにやってみても大丈夫のようですね。Is there any, how do I say, health benefits of smoking weed and marijuana?
So that's what I was trying to explain a little bit earlier between the THC and CBD.
Right.
CBD is kind of the molecule that will really is the healing side of it, really. So if you have some like pain or you need like a muscle relaxer,
right,
a higher CBD content in the weed is going to be better for you. And lately, there's been a lot more. There's increasing products with CBD, like lotions and oils. So you can go to like the grocery market, like Sunny or not Walmart, but more homeopathic, and buy these lotions that have CBD in them to like rub on joints or maybe cuts.
Got it. So it seems like pretty much like everywhere. Maybe some people don't notice that, like that like a product that you're using is actually including marijuana or weed.
I mean, it'll tell you if there is marijuana in it.
Right, yeah. ですね、今ちょっと、健康効果とかがあるのかっていうふうに聞いてみたんですけど、そのさっきCBD とか、そういった分子、モレキュール、分子の話があったんですけど、その分子によってやっぱりその様々なタイプがあるようで、なんですかね、そのメディカル用のやつとかではその筋肉痛とか、あとはそのですね、関節の痛みとか、そういったのの痛み止めに使えるウィードとかマリファナもあるようで、もちろんなんですかね、そのクリームタイプのやつとかがあるんですけど、結構なんですかね、そのマリファナが入ってますっていうのは、ラベルとかに、表記されてあるようですね。Right. It's just pretty interesting.
Yeah, it definitely really is. I didn't get into weed until probably the last year because I used it more as kind of a relaxator for after when I work out or if I'm doing judo. I do judo every once in a while. It's really good just to kind of smoke a little bit and then maybe do some yoga or go take a bath and just really let your muscles relax and stretch out.
Wow. I think I need one. Can you like ship one to me?
I'll talk to you later about that.
やっぱりアレックスもですね、筋トレとかそういった、柔道もするそうなんですけど、彼が使い方としてはそういったなんですかね、その筋トレとか柔道とかした後に筋肉の、多分その張って痛いと思うので、そういったのをリラックスさせるために、ちょっと吸ってその後にヨガとかしてっていう風に、リラックス用途で使うことが多いようですね。And then, like, what's the price range? Probably it's, I don't know, maybe expensive to cheap, right?
Yeah, it just depends on the strain. Like for flower, it's going to be like $8 and up, just depending on the amount and the strain. But for edibles, like a soda is like $8. And, a pack of gummies, I think like 10 gummies is like $20.
Okay, it's quite affordable.
Yeah, it's not too crazy, but it's the tax is what usually gets you because I think it's taxed like 25%.
Tax on weed and marijuana.
Yeah.
Okay, 20%. I see. どのくらいの値段なのかっていうのを聞いたんですけど、大体その安いのだったらその$8ぐらいとかからあるみたいなんですけど、やっぱりそのマリファナウィードの、税っていうのもあるようで、それがだいたい 20% ぐらいのようですね。Okay. And then, like, is Colorado only states which is like legalizing marijuana and weed, or is there any other states?
California is the new one for this year, and then Washington. I think there's one more, but I don't remember who. But Colorado's the first.
Okay, Colorado is the first in Washington. In California. So it's like expanding, I guess.
It's definitely expanding.
Right. コロラドがやっぱり初めなんですけど、最近はそのカリフォルニア州とかワシントン州とかも、合法化を、していってるそうですね。Cool. I'm pretty sure that most of the listeners are keen to try marijuana and weed now.
Yeah, like I don't want people to be afraid of it. That was what I was afraid of it, when I was younger, and I didn't really understand the concept of it.
Yeah.
But it could be used both ways. You can be super crazy and forget everything, or you can try to relax and meditate and just breathe. Try to understand yourself better.
Yeah. It's all about information, I guess. Yeah, most people just misjudge the things by the, I don't know, the misinformation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. So I would say definitely it's important to just try to listen to other informations outside of Japan as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if you think about it, weed's never killed anyone like alcohol has, because you can't really consume a deadly amount of weed. You'll just fall asleep, if anything.
Yeah.
Alcohol, you can get really sick.
Yeah. But I see many people just sleep on the street because of too much drinking in Japan, though.
Yeah, I've seen that too many times.
Okay, the next thing, maybe we can just move on to, I don't know, maybe I will ask some questions. Since you lived in Japan for a while, maybe that would be very interesting. What's the weirdest thing that happened to you in Japan? Why you are living in Japan?
So during my first year abroad, a buddy of mine and I decided to take a bike trip from Seinan all the way to Beppu. So go across on our bikes.
Quite long trip, eh?
Yeah, it's a long trip, but we were super determined. We were like, oh, let's do it. We'll leave Saturday morning. We'll get to Beppu. We'll stay there. We'll go to the onsen.
Yeah.
And we kind of didn't really plan it too well.
Sounds like you, yeah.
Yeah, no, that's definitely my life. We biked probably, we made it all the way to Dazaifu.
Okay.
And then by the time we got there, somehow we got turned around and biked 9 hours all the way to Kitakyushu.
What?
Yeah, I don't know. We were like, oh, we're almost there. And then we were in Kitakyushu, and we were very confused by the whole situation of how we got there.
You didn't intend to turn around, or it just happened?
Oh, we had no idea where we were. We were just biking, made it to Dazaifu, and then we saw this huge hill. So we took the hill, and then we were in the middle of nowhere for the longest time. And then there was a sign that just said Kitakyushu, and it was like, uh-oh, this isn't good.
So you headed to the completely opposite direction.
Yeah, completely opposite direction. And then, since I don't plan anything, and nor did my friends, we didn't have any place to stay. So we ended up kind of hanging out at a sukiya for 2 hours, just kind of pretending to eat our food so we could stay there as long as we could.
Yeah.
And then eventually just getting kicked out to where we were walking around the streets. It's getting later. We didn't know where to go. We didn't know where we were at all. And then we found the train station, so we were like, let's just hang out, at the train station. Maybe we'll just kind of sit on this bench for a while and then figure it out. We ended up falling asleep on the bench until 2 in the morning.
Right.
Getting woken up by the security guard telling us, oh, you can't sleep here. That's illegal. You gotta leave. And we were telling him, we don't know where we are. We don't have anywhere to stay. So he awkwardly walked us to the closest internet cafe, helped sign us up super late, and then we just crashed out until we got kicked out of there at 6 in the morning or something. But then when we got up and we were getting ready to leave to go back home, my buddy Andre, who was with me, he realizes that he lost his bike key.
Oh.
So he ends up taking the train all the way back to Fukuoka, and then I'm left there to bike home by myself. And yeah, no, it was a really fun trip. Definitely really memorable.
今、アレックスの、ちょっと変な思い出は何ですかっていうふうに聞いたんですけど、彼が学生時代の時に、ですね、福岡に留学生として来てたので、その時にバイクが好きなので、福岡から別府までバイクトリップをしようということで、自転車で友達と行こうと思ったんですけど、ぶっちゃけ迷ってしまって北九州に来てしまったそうです。で、北九州に来て、オーマイガーって感じですよね。でも、そこでですね、とりあえず、泊まるとこもないし、行くこともないので、すき家に行こうということで、すき家に行って、2時間ですね、食べてるふりとかをしながら、なんとか頑張ってたんですけど、そこも追い出されて、で、友達とどうしようかっていうふうに、途方に暮れてて、でですね、結局はその電車の駅のですね、ベンチで寝てしまったという。で、寝ていると、警察官に起こされて、警察官がですね、そのインターネットカフェに連れて行ってくれて、で、そこで寝たんですけど、で、朝になって帰ろうということで、でもですね、友達がですね、自転車の鍵をなくしてしまったということで、友達は電車で福岡に戻って、アレックスは一人でバイクで帰ったという話でした。I would say like you have experience like legit like Japanese student life like just like sleeping on the bench of the train stations, like woken up by a police.
Yeah, I had an interesting exchange. Definitely a really interesting time.
That's one thing though. That's like only happen in Japan. Like if it's like maybe in America, it's not safe, right? Like falling asleep. No, right?
Not at all. I would not trust anyone in America compared to Japan.
Yeah. So that's why I would say like you got the story to talk about. That's pretty good. Okay, and then the other thing that I wanted to ask you is maybe if you can, because like most some of listeners are like willing to study English.
Mm-hmm.
If you can give us, I don't know, maybe like a good imitation of typical Colorado accent, that would be very interesting.
I mean, I guess listening to
です
my
ね、コロラドのですね、アクセントもあると思うので、本当にコロラドのアクセントがどんなものかをちょっと今アレックスにお願いしました。Maybe you can, I don't know, exaggerate it a bit. But yeah, come on, you can do this.
I feel like Colorado has like the least amount of accent, so it's kind of difficult to think like how do we sound different? I know that sometimes, with the whole weed culture, there's some people out there that are like, what's up, dude? Like really slow sounding.
Right, yeah.
But,
it actually made me think of someone.
I can't really think of any specific words.
No, that's good though, yeah. コロラドでですね、大体、そんなに強いアクセントとかないっていうふうに言ってたんですけど、さっき話した通りにそのウィドとかマリファナカルチャーがあるので、結構そのコロラド外の人は何ですかね、その結構なんかのぺーっとした感じで話すっていう何ですかね、そのイメージを持ってる人が多いそうです。なんか Okay, that's interesting. I would say maybe that's accurate. What's up, dude?
Yeah, like dude or sa, dude. I don't know. That sounds more California to me.
Yeah. That's so true. Yeah. All right then. I think we just talked about lots of interesting topics today.
Well, I hope you found
Maybe
it interesting.
Yeah. Totally, man. Like now I'm just go to like I don't know, the
the Wheat website or something like that, and then maybe I can do like online shopping.
Yeah, I sent you the link for Native Roots, which is one of the larger chains.
Okay, yeah. Because I don't know, like too much workout. My muscle, it's so sore.
Yeah, man, I can point you in the right direction. Because I use like a kind of a lotion. I just put it on like the spots that are really sore, and it helps out. It's been helping me.
Sounds like a plan. Alright, cheers, man.
Cheers.
タックスキャッチアップを聞いてくださりありがとうございました。コメントや感想はハッシュタグヤオプシティでお願いします。このポッドキャストで紹介したスポットはショーノートのリンクにあります。またこんな場所のおすすめのスポットを知りたいなどのリクエストもどしどしお待ちしております。それでは皆さん Take care and catch you later.